the previous lecture we have done some numericals on definition of concentration, specific gravity, API gravity, Bohm scale, Fadel scale. Last class we have seen various ways of expressing density and specific gravity. There are two more ways in which specific gravity can be expressed, that is Twadel scale and Briggs scale. Twadel scale and Briggs scale.
Is Twadel scale TWADDELL. This Twadel scale is given by degree TW, which is equal to degree TW, that is degree Twadel scale, is equal to 200 into specific gravity, which is the ratio of density of the fluid to density of water. So both of them measured at 288.8 Kelvin minus 1. So specific gravity minus 1 into 200 gives the Twadel scale. Okay, this Twadel scale, for example, if we have a specific gravity of 1.1, if we have a specific gravity of 1.1, so what will be the degree Twadel? So degree Twadel equal to 200 into 1.1 minus 1. 200 into 1.1 minus 1, how much? 200 into 0.1, which is equal to 20. We have degree Twadel equal to 20. So that means if specific gravity is 1.1, we get degree Twadel equal to 20. Say for example, if aqueous NaOH solution has a specific gravity of 1.445, if an aqueous NaOH solution has a specific gravity of 1.445, determine degree Twadel scale. So what is that? We have formula degree Twadel equal to 200 into specific gravity minus 1. So if we substitute that, we get degree Twadel equal to 200 into 1.445 minus 1. 200 into 1.445 minus 1, which is equal to 200 into 0.445. So what is the answer? So we will get 89 as the Twadel scale. So this is also another way of expressing density or specific gravity. Okay, so from if specific gravity is given, we can find out the degree Twadel with the formula 200 into specific gravity minus 1. Okay, so what we have done, first when the specific gravity is 1.1, we got a degree Twadel of scale of 20, and when for a aqueous NaOH solution, when specific gravity of 1.445, we got degree Twadel of 89. So this is the one. So we have one more scale called as BRIX, Briggs scale. We have another scale called as Briggs scale. So this Briggs scale, again with the degree we write, that is degree Briggs, degree BR. Okay, we will write like degree BR. So this is used to indicate the strength of the sugar solution. This scale is mainly used to indicate the strength of the sugar solution in sugarcane industries. Okay, So this also we have a formula. So this degree BR is given by, degree Briggs scale is given by 400 divided by specific gravity. 400 divided by specific gravity, again measured at the same 288.8 Kelvin, 288.8 Kelvin minus 400. 400 by Sg, 400 by Sg minus 400 degree Briggs scale. Okay, degree Briggs scale. Next problem, for a 100 degree Twadel scale, for a 100 degree Twadel scale solution, for a 100 degree Twadel scale solution, what is the specific gravity? What is the specific gravity in the degree Bohme scale? So for 100 degree Twadel solution, what is the specific gravity in the Bohme scale? What is the specific gravity in the Bohme scale? So how to solve it? So first we can make use of the relationship degree Twadel scale is equal to degree TW, degree Twadel scale is equal to, what is the formula? 200 into specific gravity minus 1, right? So here degree Twadel scale is given. How much it is given? 100, right? So is equal to 200 into Sg minus 1. So simplify, please simplify this to get what is specific gravity. So rearrange and get specific gravity value. How to rearrange? So take 100 to the 200 to the left hand side, 100 by 200 plus 1.
Let us solve a numerical on using API gravity. So we will be determining the density of a solution where the API gravity
250 meter cube of 30 degree API scale or API gravity gas oil, meter cube of 30 degree API gas oil is blended with 1 So blended with means mixed with. It is blended with 1000 meter cube of 1000 cubic meter of 15-degree API 15-degree API fuel oil. 15-degree API fuel oil. What is that? 250 meter cube of 30-degree API gas oil is blended with 1000 meter cube of 15-degree API fuel oil. What is the density? What is the density of the resultant mixture in kg per meter cube? What is the density of the resultant mixture in kg per meter cube? Density of water is given. Density of water at 288.8 Kelvin is 999 kg per meter cube. Assume no volume change. Assume no volume change during mixing. We have to assume that there is no volume change during mixing. 250 meter cube of 30-degree API gas oil is blended with 1000 meter cube of 15-degree API fuel oil. What is the density of the resultant mixture in kg per meter cube? Density of water at 288.8 Kelvin is 999 kg per meter cube. Assume no volume change during the mixing. So two data are given in API, degree API. What is the formula for degree API? Degree API is equal to 141.5 divided by specific gravity at 60 degree Fahrenheit minus 131.5, right? So we know the formula for degree API, 141.5 divided by specific gravity at 60 degree Fahrenheit minus 131.5. So here 2 degree API are given. What are they? It is given 30 degree API gas oil and 15 degree API fuel oil, right? So these 2 degree APIs we will convert to specific gravity. Okay, so formula is there. So how to convert this 30 degree API? So 30 is equal to 141.5 divided by Sg minus 131.5. So rearranging to get specific gravity. So if you take it to the left hand side, 30 plus 131.5 is equal to 30 plus 131 equal to 141.5 divided by specific gravity. Therefore specific gravity is equal to 141.5 divided by, if we add this, it is 161.5. So what is the value? 141 by 161.5 is 0.8762. 0.8762. Okay, so this is the specific gravity corresponding to 30 degree API. Okay, now how to determine the density of the oil? If specific gravity is given, we can find out the density of the oil. So density of the oil is specific gravity multiplied by density of water. So specific gravity is 0.8762 multiplied by 999 kg per meter cube. So the value we get is 875 0.3 kg per meter cube. So this is the density of the oil. What is the mass of the gas oil blended? So if mass of the gas oil blended is mass of gas oil blended is density into volume. Density of this gas oil into volume. Okay, density into volume. So volume is given 250 meter cube. Volume is given 250 meter cube, and we have determined the density to be 875.3 kg per meter cube. Okay, 875.3 kg per meter cube multiplied by volume, which is 250 meter cube. So we have meter cube getting cancelled, and this much kg we will get. So we will get 2.188 into 10 power 5 kg. We get 2.188 into 10 power 5 kg. So what we have done? Mass. So what we have done? First 30 degree API was given. So of gas oil. So we have converted the specific gravity of the gas oil, which is 30. We get the corresponding specific gravity, which is 0.8762. Once we found the specific gravity, we have determined the density of this gas oil. So density of the gas oil is multiplied by density of water, which is given as 999. So we got 875.3 kg per meter cube. So we have determined the mass of the gas oil, which is blended with the fuel oil, by multiplying the density with volume. It is given 250 meter cube is mixed. So 250 meter cube multiplied by density 875.3, we got the mass of the gas oil which is blended. That is 2.188 into 10 power 5 kg. So we have determined the mass of the oil. We have determined the mass of the gas oil. Let gas oil be 1. Let gas oil be 1. Then we have determined M1 to be. We have determined M1 to be 2.188 into 10 power 5 kg. Okay, volume 1 is given. It is given 250 meter cube. 250 meter cube. So this is for gas oil we have done. If you consider the second one, which is fuel oil, similarly we have to do the same calculation that we have done. It is given 15 degree API for it. For the previous case it was given 30 degree API, right? So here it is given 15 degree API. So we have to substitute in the formula. API is given equal to 141.5 divided by specific gravity minus 131.5. Rearranging 15 plus 131.5 is equal to 141.5 divided by specific gravity. So rearranging, we get specific gravity is equal to 141.5 divided by 131 plus 15 is 146.5. So we get specific gravity is equal to 0.9659. This is our specific gravity. So what is the density of rho 2? We can determine density is equal to specific gravity multiplied by density of water. Density of water. So which is equal to 0.9659 multiplied by 999 kg per meter cube, which is the density of water given conditions, So we get 964.9 kg per meter cube. Kg per meter cube, it is the density. Okay, so you have determined the density, so you can find out the mass. You can find out M2 also, that is mass of the fuel oil. Mass is equal to density into volume. What is the volume given here? V2 is given. How much it is given? 1000 meter cube. 1000 meter cube it is given. So M2 is equal to density, we have determined 964.9 multiplied by 1000 meter cube. What is the unit of this? This is kg per meter cube. This is meter cube. So meter cube gets cancelled. We get answer in kg. How much kg we are getting? 9.649 into 10 power 5 kgs. 9.649 into 10 power 5 kg. So now we have M2, V2, M1, V1, right? So we have M1 equal to 2.188 into 10 power 5 kg. M2 equal to, just now we have determined, 9.649 into 10 power 5 kg. Then what is total mass? Total mass is equal to M1 plus M2, which is summation of these two, 2.188 plus 9.649 into 10 power 5 kg. This is our total mass, which turns out to be 11.84 into 10 power 5 kg. Okay, similarly, what is total volume? Total volume is equal to 250 meter cube plus 1000 meter cube, that is V1 plus V2, where one is gas oil, 2 is fuel oil. Okay, so we have total volume is equal to this much. How much? 1250 meter cube. Then how can you find the density of the mixture? Then density of the mixture is equal to mass total by volume total. Mass total is 11.84 into 10 power 5 divided by volume total is equal to 1250. This is kg, this is meter cube. So we are getting density of the mixture in kg per meter cube. Please use your calculator and let me know the answer. We get density of the mixture to be 947 kg per mixture. So density of the mixture containing 250 meter cube of gas oil and 1000 meter cube of fuel oil is 947 kg per meter cube. That is the
mole fractions, mass fractions, mole ratio, mass ratio, and determination of average molecular weight. How to do it? In two ways. Okay, so we will first see the definition of mole fraction, mass fraction, mole percentage, mass percentage, and we'll do numericals to determine the average molecular weight of a mixture. It can be a gas mixture or liquid solutions. Okay, be ready with your calculator and notebook. We'll start solving them.
Okay, in the last class I have told you that mole fraction and mass fraction are important mole fraction and mass fraction are important to determine the molecular weight, average molecular weight, and hence the density of the mixture. So mainly for solutions or mixtures, for gas mixtures and solutions, gaseous mixtures or liquid solutions, the composition of gas mixture or liquid solution needs to be known to determine the average molecular weight. So for example, if it is a binary mixture, it may have two constituents A and B. If it is a multi-component system, so we can simply label them as x1, x2, x3 up to xn be the mole fractions, or it can be mass fraction also, x similar fashion. Okay, and this mole fraction or mass fractions, first let us define it. Okay, what is mole fraction? Mole fraction of solute A, mole fraction of any constituent A is equal to number of moles of A, simply moles of A divided by total number of moles. Total number of moles. So that is called mole fraction. If it is similarly the mass fraction of A is equal to mass of A divided by total mass. Mass of A divided by total mass is defined as mass fraction of A. So although the mass fraction is the correct word, by custom ordinary engineering usage employs the word weight fraction. So it is accepted if people are using weight fraction, but still it represents mass fraction of A. Same thing I told you for atomic mass and molecular mass, right? So whenever we say molecular weight or atomic weight, we are actually referring to atomic mass and molecular mass. Okay, so we can say Wi is equal to Mi divided by M total, where Wi is the mass fraction. If Wi is the mass fraction of A, then mass of A divided by mass total. For any ith component, Wi equal to Mi by M total. And remember, the sum of all the mass fractions should be equal to 1. Sum of mass fractions is equal to 1. Similarly, sum of mole fractions should be equal to 1. What we are saying, summation of xi I equal to 1 to n is equal to 1. Similarly, summation of
wi weight fractions, summation of weight fractions should be equal to 1. For a multi-component system, say for example w1 plus w2 plus w3 up to wn, the sum should be equal to 1. Similarly, in mole fractions, mole fraction of first component and second component, third and up to nth component, summation of mole fraction.
Mass ratio is mass of A divided by mass of B. This is for a binary system. For a binary system of A and B, mass ratio is mass of A by mass of B. So if it is a ternary system with A, B and C, then mass ratio is equal to mass of A by mass of B plus mass of C. Okay, so that's how mass ratio is defined. We have earlier defined mole ratio. Similar to that, mass ratio is defined as the ratio of mass of A to mass of rest of the constituents. So that is, if there is a binary system, it is mass of A by mass of B. If it is a ternary system with the three components A, B and C, mass ratio is mass of A by mass of B plus mass of C. So this is mass ratio. Now, when we are determining the moisture content, when we want to determine the moisture content in the soil or in soap, okay, so or in air, so sometimes the moisture content can be expressed in two ways. One is wet basis, another one is dry basis. Wet basis and dry basis. Let us say if one refers, that is, there is 25% of moisture by dry basis, 25% of moisture by dry basis, it means, when we say dry basis, it means 25 parts of is whatever mass, okay, 25 parts by mass of moisture means what? Water. 25 parts by mass of water to 100 parts by mass of dry solid. Okay, dry solid can be sand, soil, or it can be soap, detergents, right? Cement, like that. Mainly this moisture air. In that case, we will say moisture is water and water vapor, and then this denominator will be dry atmospheric air, right? So that way it is 100. When I say 25% moisture by dry basis, it refers to denominator is moisture free solid. That is moisture free
We have seen the definitions of mass fraction, mole fraction, mass ratio, mole ratio, mass percentage, mole percentage. Now let us solve some numericals on it. Okay, that is, if you have a mixture, even it may be a solid mixture or gaseous mixture, if there are constituents and if you know the mass of the constituents, we should be able to determine the mass fraction and mole fraction of the given gaseous mixture or liquid solution or even solids. Okay, solid solutions. Okay, be ready with your calculator.
Has, if a system has 2 moles of nitrogen, if a system has 2 moles of nitrogen and 6 moles of oxygen, if a system has 2 moles of nitrogen and 6 moles of oxygen, then mole fraction of nitrogen is 2 by 2 plus 6, which is equal to 2 by 8, which is 1 by 4 is 0.25. So that is mole fraction of nitrogen. So number of moles of nitrogen is 2 and number of moles of oxygen is 6. So total moles is 6 plus 2, which is 8. Okay, so we get 2 by 8, which is 0.25. Then what is the mole fraction of hydrogen? Sorry, here I am told oxygen, right? Okay. 6 moles of oxygen. So then it is 6 by 2 plus 6. 6 by 2 plus 6, which is 6 by 8, which is 0.75. 3 by 4, that is 3/4 of 1, 0.75. Okay, so simple problem. If a system has 2 moles of nitrogen and 6 moles of oxygen, how to find the mole fractions of nitrogen and oxygen? It is number of moles by total number of moles. 2 by 8, 0.25, and for oxygen it is 6 by 8, which is 0.75. Next problem. A gas has the following composition. A gas has the following composition. It is given HCl, hydrochloric acid, 1 kg, oxygen 0.285 kg, nitrogen 0.955 kg. Hydrochloric acid 1 kg, oxygen 0.285 kg, nitrogen 0.955 kg. Express the composition by weight percentage. Express the composition in weight percentage. As I said, weight percentage refers to mass percentage. So we have a gas with the following composition: hydrochloric acid 1 kg, oxygen 0.285 kg, nitrogen 0.955 kg. Express the composition in mass percentage. Okay, so how to do it? It is convenient to make use of tabular forms. Okay, so what we are going to do it is, we will write the name of the constituent HCl. Okay, oxygen, nitrogen. So mass is given, right? Mass in kg is given. So we are writing the given data: 1, 0.285, 0.955. Okay, so what is mass fraction? What is the total mass here? First find the what is the total mass, summation of these three. Use the calculator. It is going to be 2.240 kg. So the total mass is 2.240 kg. Okay, so what is mass fraction, mass percentage? Mass percentage mass percentage. For one model calculation we'll do mass fraction is 1 divided by 2.24 into 100. So that is the value. So 1 divided by 2.24 into 100, how much? 44.66. Okay. So next value is 0.285 divided by 2.24 into 100. How much? 12.73. Only 0.955 divided by 2.24 into 100. How much? 42.61. How to cross verify our values are correct? The summation should be 100. Remember, when you are writing, please round it up to two digits, and when you are writing the last digit, take care that summation should reach to be 100. Okay, so for that you can make the rounding up at the last value, because total should reach 100%. Okay, the total should be 100. Okay, so what we have done, question was asked, the mass is given, mass of the constituents are given: hydrochloric acid 1 kg, oxygen 0.285, nitrogen 0.955. So express the composition in weight percentage. So we have made it in a tabular form. Mass is written, then mass percentage is individual mass by total mass, right? Individual mass is 1, total mass is 2.24 kg, and multiplying by 100 we get percentage. When you don't multiply by 100, what we get is mass fraction. Okay, so here in this question it is asked in percentage, so we have done it in multiplied by 100. Okay, so we get the composition. So this composition we can report it as a separate answer also. The composition of the gas mixture is HCl 44.66%, oxygen 12.73%, and nitrogen 42.61%. Okay, that will make the final answer. Okay. Okay, next problem. The current OSHA, I hope you are aware of OSHA. It is Occupational Safety and Health Administration. So they give standards for safety limits on that. So the current OSHA 8-hour limit for formonitrile, the current OSHA 8-hour limit for formonitrile, that is our hydrogen cyanide, for formonitrile or hydrogen cyanide in air is 10 ppm. A lethal dose of hydrogen cyanide, a lethal dose of hydrogen cyanide in air is 300 milligrams per kg of air. At room temperature, 300 milligrams per kg of air at room temperature. How many milligrams of hydrogen cyanide? How many milligrams of hydrogen cyanide per kg of dry air or per kg of air? How many milligrams of hydrogen cyanide per kg air is 10 ppm? This is our actual question. How many milligrams of hydrogen cyanide per kg air is 10 ppm? And second part is what fraction of lethal dosage is 10 ppm. So lethal dosage is given 30 milligrams per kg of air. So how much fraction, this 10 ppm is how much fraction of this value we have to find out. First part is how many milligrams of hydrogen cyanide per kg air is 10 ppm. First we have to find out that mass we have to determine. Second part is what fraction of lethal dosage is 10 ppm. So that also we have to determine. Okay. Hope you have taken down the problem. How many milligrams of hydrogen cyanide per kg air is 10 ppm. What fraction of lethal dosage is 10 ppm. We have to find the how much fraction it is. Okay. See, let us do the solve this problem. There are two data given. There is 10 ppm of hydrogen cyanide. That is the current level, and there is a lethal dosage level which is 30 milligrams of HCN per kg air. Okay, so first let us take this 10 ppm. What is ppm? Parts per million. Parts per million. That is 1 part by 10 power 6 parts. So this part can be gram moles. So here it is given 10 ppm. Therefore 10 ppm is equal to, it is given 10 ppm. So 10 ppm is equal to 10 in terms of gram moles divided by 10 power 6 gram mole of air. Okay. So it is actually 10 power 6 plus this 10 gram mole. So that 10 power 6 is very much greater than this 10. So that's why it is only gram mole of air we are taking. Okay. So this 10 ppm is equal to 10 gram mole by 10 power 6 gram mole of air. Okay. So if it say gram mole, we can even say in terms of kilomole also, right? It can be 10 kilomole per 10 power 6 kilomole of air. So now what we have to do is, so we have to get this term in terms of mass. How to do that? So what we can do is, first let us determine the molecular weight of HCN and air. Okay. So how to determine the molecular weight of HCN? HCN 111, that is the number of times it is appearing. Then what we have, what is the molecular weight? Hydrogen 1, carbon 12, nitrogen 14. So 1 into 1, 1. So if it is N into M, it is N into M, right? So 12, 14. So total it is 27 kg per kilomole. So we have determined the molecular weight of HCN, hydrogen cyanide. Okay, so 27 kg per kg mole is the molecular weight of HCN. Okay, so what is the lethal dosage? It is 300 milligrams HCN per kg air. Okay, lethal dosage is 300 milligrams HCN per kg air, right? So that way it is 9.32 milligrams divided by 300 milligrams. So 9.32 milligrams HCN by 300 milligrams for HCN per kg air. So we get the fraction of current value to, what we get? Fraction of current value to lethal dosage value is equal to 9.32 divided by 300, which is equal to 0.031. Okay, so that means if I express it in percentage, it is 3.1 percentage of lethal dosage. Okay, 3.1 percentage of lethal dosage is the final answer. Okay. Okay, in the previous problem we have determined what is the molecular weight of air. It is coming out to be 28.84 kg per kg mole. Okay, 28.84 kg per kg mole, or you can take it to be 29 also. Okay, so molecular weight of air, average molecular weight of air. Okay, so we have determined this in the previous problem, so we are making use of it. So you can do the conversion here. If you want to express this 10 kg mole of HCN, so multiplying by molecular weight of HCN, which we have determined to be 27 kg per kg mole, this kg mole gets cancelled. Similarly, for air we are multiplying by the molecular weight. If I use 29 kg per kg mole, so this kg mole air gets cancelled. Okay, so we have 10 into 27 divided by 10 power 6 and again divided by 29, right? So what we have is 10 into 27 divided by 29 into 10 power 6. Okay, so what we get is 9.32 into 10 power minus 6 kg of HCN by kg of air, or you can say in milligrams. How much it is? 9.32. The 10 power minus 6 can be written as milligrams per kg of air. So this 10 ppm is equivalent to 9.32 milligrams of HCN by kg air. Okay, so that is the first part answer. How much milligrams of hydrogen cyanide is there in kg of air? Okay, so that way we have determined. Second part is lethal dosage is given 30 milligrams per kg of air. Lethal dosage is 30 milligrams of, this is the lethal dosage, and we have a current value which is equal to 9.32 milligrams of HCN per kg air. So what fraction it is then? How to find the fraction? So this current value divided by lethal dosage. So the current value is 10 ppm, that is equivalent to 9.32 milligrams of hydrogen cyanide by kg per kg air divided by 30. Okay, so what we get is answer for the second bus. What fraction of lethal dosage is 10 ppm? So that way you can say 9.32 milligrams HCN per kg air divided by, okay, so what is the lethal dosage? It is 300 milligrams HCN per kg air. Okay, lethal dosage is 300 milligrams HCN per kg air, right? So that way it is 9.32 milligrams divided by 300 milligrams. So 9.32 milligrams HCN by 300 milligrams per HCN per kg air. So we get the fraction of current value to, what we get? Fraction of current value to lethal dosage value is equal to 9.32 divided by 300, which is equal to 0.031. Okay, so that means if I express it in percentage, it is 3.1 percentage of lethal dosage. Okay, 3.1 percentage of lethal dosage is the final answer. Okay. An industrial strength drain cleaner contains 5 kg of water and 5 kg of NaOH, sodium hydroxide. What are the mass fractions and mole fractions of each component in the drain cleaner? What are the mass fractions and mole fractions of each component in the drain clean container? Okay, so how to do it? So again, we will do it in a tabular form for our easy access. So water, NaOH, so these are there, and mass are given. Mass in kg are given. So remember, here for simple problem we are having data directly in kg. If it is in available in pounds also, we should be able to convert it back to kilogram. Okay, so we have mass given 5 kg. What is the total mass? Total mass equal to 5 plus 5, 10 kg, right? So we have 10 kg total mass. So we can easily write the mass fraction, but let us write the molecular weight so that we can convert it to mole fraction also. So write the molecular weights. What is the molecular weight of water? 18 kg per kg mole. Okay, so molecular weight is 18 kg per kg mole. For NaOH it is 40, right? So how to get the number of moles? You have seen the definition. Moles is equal to mass divided by molecular mass, right? Molecular weight or molecular mass are same. So when you do that, we get moles. How much? 5 by 18, you get 0.278. Please do the calculation yourself. Don't believe in my answers. 5 by 40 is 0.125. So what are the total mass? Total moles is, please submit, 0.403. We get 0.403 kilomoles. Okay, so we are ready to do mole fraction as well as mass fraction. So what is mass fraction? Wi by W total, right? That is, this also 5 by 10, which is 0.5. This also 5 by 10, 0.5. Why I am writing 5? So that is the mass of water is 5, mass of NaOH is 5, total mass is 10. Okay, so that's why here we are getting 5 by 10 equal to 0.5, 5 by 10 equal to 0.5. Okay, next what we have to do is mole fraction. So what is mole fraction? Number of moles of A divided by total moles. Okay, that is 0.278 divided by 0.403 equal to how much? Do the calculation. 0.125 divided by 0.403. How much? We'll get 0.69. We get 0.69 and how much? 0.31. 0.31. So what we have done here? We have tried to determine the mole fraction. How we got the moles? We divided the mass by molecular mass. That is 5 by 18 we got moles. 5 by 40 we got the number of moles of NaOH. Okay, so then we want to determine the mole fraction. That is individual moles divided by total moles. So we get 0.69 and 0.31. Make summation, we should get it. Sum of mole fraction should be equal to 1, right? So that is the total mole fraction. Summation of mole fraction should be equal to 1. So that means we have done correctly. So question was express it in mass fraction and mole fraction. So here we have expressed them in mass fraction. Here we have expressed them in mole fraction. Okay, you can again write the answer separately. The composition in terms of mass fraction and in terms of mole fraction, you can make a table and write it. Water, NaOH, mass fraction is 0.5, mole fraction is 0.69, 0.31. Okay, that is the final answer. Okay. So what we have done in this question, a industrial strength drain cleaner was containing 5 kg of water and 5 kg of NaOH. We were asked to find the mass fraction and mole fraction. So we did it in a tabular form. We written the mass given, written the molecular weight of each constituent. One is water, another one is NaOH. And then we have obtained the moles by dividing mass by molecular mass. We got the number of moles. Then we have determined the mass fraction and mole fraction as per the definition. Okay, so that's our answer.
For a multi-component system, we should know the mole fraction or mass fraction of its constituents, right? If you look at this table 1, it lists the detailed composition of dry air. So the major components are nitrogen 78 mole %, oxygen 20.9 mole %, argon 0.934, carbon dioxide, neon, helium, methane, krypton, nitrous oxide, hydrogen, xenon, ozone during summer, during winter, ammonia, carbon monoxide, iodine, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide. So these components are present. Even other components are there in minor traces. Okay, so if you look at it, which are major components here in dry air? Nitrogen and oxygen. So that's what we are going to consider for the future problems. But there will be confusion if any data that is given in the textbook, particularly Himal-Blow. So the data given, generally if percentage or fraction is given for gaseous, for gas phase we consider it to be mole percentage or mole fraction. For liquids and solids we assume it to be mass percentage or mass fraction. So in this lecture we have seen what is the definition of mole fraction, mole percentage, mole ratio and mass percentage and mass fraction, and we have solved several numericals on it. So in the next lecture we will discuss about average molecular weight and density of mixtures and numericals on it. Now we have seen what is mass fraction and mole fraction. Now if any data is given, we will be able to convert from mole fraction to mass fraction or mass fraction to mole fraction. So once we know the composition, it will be easier for us to calculate the average molecular weight in tabular form. Okay, we are primarily going to use tabular form to solve the numericals. So once we have the composition in a tabular form, we will determine the average molecular weight. Okay, what is average molecular weight? We will first see the theory part of it. Thank you for joining my classroom. I request all of you to solve the numericals on yours with your own notebook and calculator. Please cross verify the answer. If there is any discrepancy, please bring it to my knowledge.